going on, Jerome's? So obviously, it's way too early to project a 53-man rooster, but that's exactly what we did because we can do whatever the hell we want. So 53-man roster, 16, but really 17 practice squad. Spoiler alert. After rookie minicamp is in the books, not this weekend, but next weekend, the Vikings will be back. TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill. First installation of OTAs, organized team activities. So there could be some risers, there can be some fallers, there could be a lot of things. So here it is, the way too early Vikings 53-man roster projection. So quarterbacks, keeping 3. I know it's a little bit confusing on this, but McCarthy, Howell, Rippenass, all on the 53, so you can have one as emergency quarterback. Max Brosmer, bring up the rear with the gear. Makes practice squad. I feel like that's a win for the $250,000 guaranteed man from the Gophers. Running backs wise, so I had Ty Chandler being cut, but I feel like, Mama, I can change him. I feel like this might be it. I feel like Ty Chandler may get pass protection good to go. And he's talented, man. I think that he could be a solid running back 3 behind the two-headed monster of Jones and Mason. Jones and Mason, like, the league doesn't even know. Jones and Mason are going to tear things up like a Kleenex-ass snot party. If only I could get the positions on there. There you go. I'm very professional. Then Trey Stewart, the UDFA from Jacksonville State. I'm rooting for him. Like, he's 5'8" and change, and not much of a receiver pass protector, but in terms of an instinctual runner, not blazing speed either, but just a good running back as opposed to just someone with speed. He's interesting, right? And yeah, caliber competition jump up, but there's a reason why the Vikings, they didn't draft a running back, and they made Stewart a priority to pick up as a UDFA. Xavier Scott, a running back that they like, was on the practice squad last year. He ends up being cut. CJ Ham, the immortal one, I love it, man. The pride of Duluth, the pride of Augustana, around for another year. Wide receivers, keeping 6 on the 53, 3 on the practice squad. So Jefferson, Addison, Naylor, Rondale Moore, Ty Felton, Tim Jones. And I understand. Why keep 6? Well, Addison's probably going to be suspended. Service 3-game suspension at some point. So having 6 on the rooster, yeah, you could call it from the practice squad, but having 6 in the roster, 3 on the practice squad, 9 total in the sphere, I think could be smart for a myriad of reasons. Also, Rondale, if he's healthy, Ty Felton is good to go as a rookie. Tim Jones, is special teams dynamo. So Tim Jones and Tavier Thomas are probably going to be your special team standouts this season. 3 in the practice squad, Deshaun Jones. So Deshaun Jones, Ty Felton, both Maryland Terrapins, they stay together for another year. Thayer Thomas has a lot of upside as a punt returner as well as a slot machine. Silas Bolden, the undersized speedster from Texas, I think could bring a little something in the return game as well. Cut Robert Lewis in the news. Dante Fleming, who they actually gave a decent amount of guaranteed money. Miles Price as well as Lucky Jackson did not make either spot. Tight ends wise, so Hockenson, Oliver are basically your only 2 locks, and the rest of the way, like Bartholomew, Urasek, Nesbitt. I mean, this could be any sort of mix. It could be Nesbitt on the 53, Bartholomew practice squad, Urasek cut, or just shake it up any way you want. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Offensive line, baby. So I'm putting it out there right now. Logan Brown, I think he makes a 53. All right, so former Badger who got kicked off the team for punching a teammate in practice, which, again, his only flaw is punching Badgers. I'm okay with it. All right, a 1-season wonder for Kansas State, Kansas, go Jayhawks, but it was a hell of a one trick. Like, he was really, really damn good, man. So he's got those physical attributes. A lot of draft experts saw him as a mid-round pick. So the fact that the Vikings get him as a UDFA, rock and roll. But left to right, starting Darisaw, Jackson, Kelly, Fries, O'Neal, on paper, on purpose. That is a top 5 offensive line, and that ain't 5, it ain't 4. Justin School, the veteran swing backup tackle, take care of things. Walter Rouse kicking inside. Michael Juergens. Now, we did. All right, so we didn't note. So we put Blake Brandel on the cut list because I think what's going to come down to is that Vikings obviously would like to have him as a backup, but it's really hard to go from starter to backup on the same team. So I think that Brandel may seek wide open spaces and probably faced with a pay cut or cut situation, he may just call the Vikings bluff and be let go. But Rouse, I like a lot. Juergens potentially could be the heir apparent at center. And then the Vikings have Logan Brown, like we said, making the 53. But then you have a couple of interesting names. So Henry Bird, he's more of a guard. All right, so Henry Bird, Joe Huber from the Wisconsin Badgers. I don't think it was Huber, the teammate that Logan Brown punched, but that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? As well as Zeke Coral, an undersized NC State center. Always have to have one, apparently. And Henry Bird they like a lot. He was on the practice squad last year. Brandon Cutt, Marcellus Johnson. Does he look like? As well as Leroy Watson. Don't make it. Defensively, so there's going to be some interesting things here as well. So I think that Allen Hargrave at the 5-tech spots, Phillips on the nose, TID, Taki Taimani. Been meaning to fix this for a long time. Taki Taimani. No one noticed, though. Taki Taimani as well as Jalen Redmond, who was great in spurts last year, round out the 6 on the 53. 3 on the practice squad. LDR, Levi Drake Rodriguez, 7th rounder, Texas A&M Commerce from last year. I think that he could find himself a role. Elijah Williams. Morgan State Bears. The only time we'll say go Bears. I think that he's got some shimmy. He's got a high motor. I think that he could make a name for himself. Artie was a UDFA tryout, made the 90-man, and that's very important for screening. Tyler Batty. So I've been trying to find a spot for Batty on the 53. I think it might just come down to a numbers game, but he's 26, so he is an advanced rookie coming in, but rock solid, very good, high energy. 5-tech. I think they'd be perfect for this. Harris Williams, Travis Bell, no go in this spot. Edge rusher. So also, I know that a lot of places have Batty listed outside linebacker. I think that his true position is going to be hand in the dirt, outside shoulder of the tackle, 5-tech. I think that's what his spot is going to be. Outside linebacker. So Ginkle, Grenard, Diamond Dallas Turner, those are going to be your top 3. And also I think you're going to find a spot where all 3 of them are on the field at the same time quite a bit this year. Gabe Murphy and Bo Richter, 2 UDFA edge rushers from last year, rising on up. Matt Hammond, who also, like Elijah Williams, was a 90-man, was a rookie tryout, made the 90-man. Speaks ball. Chaz Chamblee of the Georgia Bulldogs does not make in this spot. Off balls. So straightforward. Pace Cashman, Eric Wilson, the veteran, back for the first time. Kobe King, the draft pick. Max Tooley on the practice squad. And now I do like Dorian Mousey, sort of go back and forth between him and Tooley. But Keys Mousey as well as Brian Asamoah end up not making it. Cornerbacks wise, again, I'm more bullish in that cornerback room than people realize. But Blackman, Rogers on the outside, Murph in the slot. When it's just 2, it's going to be Murph and Rogers. Nudie McLaughlin, year 2. I like him a lot. Jeff Okuda, career rehab. Tavier Thomas can play some great special teams, a little bit of slot. And then I got Zamaya Vaughn on the practice squad. Now, there's some interesting, like Ambry Thomas originally I had on the practice squad, but Zamaya Vaughn, he's got that length and he's got that press man ability, the pride of Utah. I think that he could definitely slide in here and fit in with what Flores wants to do. Safety wise, the trio: Harrison, Theo Jackson replacing Beasley, jumping Josh Metellus. Metellus deserves an extension too. Carry on my wayward son. Hopefully he commits fewer special teams penalties this year. Yeah. Also, Jay Ward can play a little bit of corner as well. Michelle Powell, that's just the U being the U, a turnover machine in a good way, makes the practice squad. Then you got Reichard, Wright and DePaula, and then Oscar Chapman, international pathway player from Auburn. He's on the practice squad but does not count, so the Vikings technically get 17 players on the practice squad. Kick returner Rondell Moore, punt returner Silas Bolden, Ty Felton backing him up, or could put Thayer Thomas, could put Ty Chandler all up in there too, but really doesn't matter at this point. But a couple of shakeups, and players I'm betting on, like I'm betting on Batty, I'm betting on Elijah Williams, I'm certainly betting on Logan Brown in terms of the young guys trying to make a name for themselves. But your thoughts are thoughts. Take a look at Vikings 53-man roster, practice squad projection. Go ahead. Let us know. Comment section. You guys are the best to do. Skull production value.